Live from Dobbs Ferry, New York, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you into audio-only coverage of CSI Dolphins men's basketball. Today the Dolphins head out on the road in the midst of snowfall as they arrived in Dobbs Ferry earlier today for a matchup against the Mercy University Mavericks. And we are set for opening tip-off as the Mavericks do control. Get you the starting lineups for both teams very quickly following a stoppage in the action, but I can tell you that out there for the Dolphins, Tynes, Chestnut, Poulin, Goldstein, and Kone. First shot of the game for the Mavericks is a three-pointer by T.J. Holloway. He's joined in the starting lineup by Pratt, Jordan, and we'll go one at a time here as the Dolphins work it around the outside. Poulin looks to answer from the corner. No good off back iron, but it's tipped out and controlled by the Dolphins. And Asa Kone inside banks it in to put the Dolphins on the board for the first time. Cohen and Tyrell wrap up the starting lineup for Mercy. The Mavericks women's basketball team took the front half of this doubleheader, as that one is off the foot of Pratt. Goldstein diving on top of it, comes up a bit shaken up. And that lay-in attempt will not go for Cohen. He was in heavy traffic, and now the Dolphins look to push back the other way. Chestnut kicks out to Tynes. He pulls up from the free throw line, too strong off the back rim. Long rebound to Kone in the corner. Goldstein for three. Air ball. And you don't see that very often. Aaron Goldstein, of course, coming off a historic milestone, the third Dolphin to reach 1,000 career points as a Dolphin at the D2 level. Two Dolphins have scored all 1,000 career points as part of the men's basketball program at the D2 level. Bryce Waterman scored his 1,000th career point with the Dolphins as well in his third season. Spent one season elsewhere. That was Jordan Trahan from downtown. Also, in one of the oddest roster configurations I've ever seen, the Mavericks don't lead with the numbers. So I actually misread a couple of their names in the starting lineup as Kone can't finish the finger roll in heavy traffic. He was defended well inside by Miller, but I gave first names instead of last names as that one is laid in. So it was Cohen Robatham on that last lay-in. But the starting five for the Mavericks: Holloway, Pratt, Trahan, Robatham, and Miller. Chestnut with it well beyond the arc. Bounce pass to Kone. He hands it off to Goldstein. He's quickly doubled. Chestnut left open. Splash. Aaron Goldstein drawing an immediate double team. Left Chestnut all alone beyond the arc. And that's the first Dolphins three-pointer of the afternoon. Mercy leads at 8-5. And drawing a foul inside was Robatham. First free throw by Robatham is short. And the second is good. Mercy in front, 9-5. Chestnut with a cross-court pass to Goldstein at half court. Tynes off the shot fake. Thought about the pull-up. Finds Poulin underneath, and he lays it in. Poulin pulls the Dolphins to within two. Good patience by CSI offensively. 9-7 the score now, as that three-pointer is short from the corner by Holloway. Here comes Poulin. He feeds Kone in the post. Kone off glass, no good. Miller with the rebound. Robatham with it. He flips it to Miller. Miller dribbles it back outside and almost lost it. And that's an easy 2 on the baseline drive by Jordan Trahan. Long pass up the floor for Tynes in the corner. Now Kone from the post, back out to Tynes, and he knocks down the 3. Dolphins back to within 1. Dolphins now 2 of 4 from downtown. And Trahan can't answer back with a 3 of his own. Dolphins nearly turned it over in transition. Now they have numbers, and Tynes has another corner 3. Dolphins now lead 13-11. Goldstein defending Pratt. He gives it up to Holloway. Miller with the screen. And that one was tipped off of Holloway by Poulin, sending us to a media timeout with 14:57 to go in the first half. Our score through just over 5 minutes, Staten Island 13 and Mercy 7. And we are back from Mercy University as the Dolphins quickly turn it over. Coming out of the media timeout, Mitchell Wiggin checking in for the first time along with Andrew Benedict. Wiggin had his back to the basket at the free throw line. It was poked away from him. And then on the pick and roll at the other end, it is Tyrell Miller. He's able to finish in heavy traffic, and that evens up the score at 13. There's a nice feed from Poulin to Wiggin. And Wiggin lays it in for his first score. Dolphins back in front by a pair. Robatham posting up Poulin from the corner. His fall-away jumper rattles in. Goldstein at the other end. Crosses over, barreled into a defender, and a foul is called. It goes against the Mavericks. Now, was it a foul on the contact to Goldstein or Kone? Looks like Kone is headed to the line, so the foul occurred with Kone attempting to put it back in. Kone's first free throw off the back rim, up and in. Fortunate bounce there for Kone and the Dolphins. as they go back in front by 1. And Kone goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. Pratt brings it across the timeline. He gets a screen from Miller, and it is a moving screen. Offensive foul called against the Mavericks. And immediately, Miller heads over to the bench. Pulling on the wing. He's being harassed by Pratt. Now Wiggin just beyond the free throw line traveled off the catch. Mavericks will inbound from alongside their own bench. Just over 13 and a half minutes to play here in the first half. Dolphins lead at 17-15. Dolphins knocked off the Mavericks at the tank earlier this season. As that feed inside finds the cutting Pratt along the baseline. Pratt surrounded by Dolphins as he went up, able to finish. Now Benedict on the drive at the other end, kicks out to Wiggin for 3. Mitchell Wiggin rattles it in from downtown, and the Dolphins are back up 3. Back on December 3rd, the Dolphins knocked off the Mavericks 90-79. It was a big first half. Dolphins led by 16 at halftime. The Mavericks made a late push, but it wasn't enough. And speaking of pushes, Wiggin very blatantly committing that foul on Trahan along the baseline. First foul on Wiggin, second team foul on the Dolphins. Mavericks with 3 team fouls thus far. Pratt will inbound from the baseline. Ball up top now with Trahan. Defended by Tynes. He drives to his left. Lost his footing. Short pass into the mid-range, and the jumper is good by Christopher Nana. Nana off the bench, replacing Miller, immediately gets into the points column. Now Wiggin looks to drive. His pull-up from the free throw line is too strong. Kone had the rebound, and it was knocked away from him. Fans of CSI could probably guess which other Dolphin was there on the offensive glass as well, as Andrew Benedict was soaring in. Kone practically took it away from him. And then it was poked away from Kone. Off the inbound, Kone hands off to Goldstein. Goldstein out to Benedict. He's defended by Pratt. Now Wiggin crosses over to his left, pulls up once again, too strong. Kone has another offensive board, and he kicks out to an open Tynes for 3. It's our third ET3 of the first half, and the Dolphins now lead it 23-19. Eric Tynes off to a nice start from beyond the arc. He's 3 of 3 from deep. Now Trahan gets inside, couldn't finish the tough shot, and the Dolphins look to push. Goldstein racing up the floor, throws one off the backboard. And TJ Tibbs didn't like it, that's for sure. We can't repeat his reaction, but he did not like that attempt by Aaron Goldstein. I'm sure he'll forgive him, however, as he's played extremely well this season, a contender for Conference Player of the Year. Meanwhile, we head to a media timeout inside of 12 minutes to play. With 11:24 to go in the first half, the Dolphins lead the Mavericks 23-19. 11:24 to go in the first half from Dobbs Ferry, with the Mavericks trailing the Dolphins 23-19. CSI off to an 8 of 16 start from the field, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc, including 3 for 3 from Eric Tynes. The Mavericks also shooting well, 8 of 12 from the field and 2 of 4 from deep. As an offensive foul is called along the baseline against Mercy. They call a push-off on Pratt. Pratt did not agree with that call. Dolphins have it back, leading by 4. Goldstein with it well beyond the arc on the right wing. They set a screen for Tynes off the ball. And his three is in and out, but Kone is there for the putback dunk. Asa Kone with the two-handed putback slam, and the Dolphins lead by 6. Pratt crossing over on Benedict, sends it back outside. Robatham around the back, hesitates, and kicks out to Pratt for 3. A bit too strong, and Wigan has the rebound. Goldstein with it now across half court. Uses the Kone screen. Now Benedict for 3. No good, but Wigan got his hands on it and couldn't secure it. Rebound brought in by Holloway. Long outlet to Pratt, and he puts it in around Benedict. Fast-paced back and forth action now. Goldstein over the Kone screen. He rolls to the basket and draws the foul. Asa Kone will head back to the free throw line with the Dolphins leading by 4. Just 4 free throw attempts between the two teams in this one. And Kone is now 2 for 3 from the line as he misses the first. J.J. Chestnut will check in. And Brandon Torres is also waiting at the scorer's table, preparing to check in for Kone. And Kone misses both, but Benedict has the offensive board. His putback no good as he went up into some contact. Big crossover there, and a nice acrobatic finish on the drive by Trahan. Trahan made that look easy. And the official is telling him to stop the chirping. He claims something was said to him first. But clearly a verbal exchange after that made basket. Kone on the wing, hands off to Wigan. Wigan drives baseline, finds a cutting Kone, and he will head back to the free throw line. In the first meeting between these two teams earlier this year, back on December 3rd, as I mentioned earlier, the Dolphins picked up a 90-79 victory. In that game, the Dolphins attempted 28 free throws, and 8 of those belonged to Kone. He shot just 1 of 8, but was 6 of 8 from the line. And he hits that one. Goldstein and Chestnut each had 21 in the win over the Mavericks. Andrew Benedict also in double figures with 10. Eric Tynes had 12. And Kone goes 2 for 2 this time. Dolphins shot about 46% in the game against Mercy. And the Mavericks also shot it well enough, 40% from the field and over 44% from deep. However, the Dolphins were a plus 20 on the glass, and it's tough to overcome that in any game. Mercy was a plus 9 on the turnover battle, as a foul is called. And it is against Chestnut. Dolphins lead it 27-23 following the Kone free throws. And they will await a Mavericks inbound from in front of the Dolphins bench. Robatham, the inbounder, it was tipped. Holloway, defended by Tynes, pulls up on the baseline and buries it. Holloway makes it a 2-point game. Goldstein with it, gets a screen from Tynes. Goldstein for Benedict, and that's good defense by Robatham. He pokes it away from Benedict. And Robatham lost the handle. The Dolphins able to retrieve it, and Goldstein finds Wigan on the alley-oop. Well, that ball appeared ticketed for the CSI bench. Goldstein came up to meet it, and that gave the Dolphins numbers in transition. Trahan off the fake as Wigan land on top of him. And Trahan will head to the line for 2 shots. Tynes leads the Dolphins with 9. Kone has 8. Trahan, the leading scorer for Mercy, with 7. And a chance for more here at the stripe. And the free throw is no good. Dolphins 5 of 9 from the line. The Mavericks are now 1 of 3. Make that 4 of 6 from the line for the Dolphins. CSI 5 of 9 from 3-point range. And Trahan goes 0 for 2. The CSI lead remains 4. The score Staten Island 29, Mercy 25. Goldstein for Tynes. Tynes, fall away jumper is good from the baseline. He picked up his dribble with his back to the basket and went straight up with the fall away jumper. Meanwhile, Trahan, straight down the floor, answers right back, high off glass. And the Dolphins' lead is cut to 4 once again. Goldstein gets a screen from Tynes. He kicks out to Torres. Torres back up top for Goldstein. Big crossover on Robatham. And Goldstein's finger roll is good off glass. Trahan defended by Tynes. He gets a screen, is tied up, regathered himself but couldn't finish. That was a tough shot. Goldstein back the other way, kicks out to Torres. Off the back rim, no good. Tynes with the offensive rebound and the putback. CSI now leads by 8 as the bench begins to get fired up. Robatham directing traffic. He's defended by Torres. And will try a 3. And he knocks it down. That's a big basket to slow the CSI momentum. CSI leads 35-30. Once again, Tynes screens for Goldstein. Tynes with it, top of the arc for 3. He's off this time, and Holloway has the rebound. Holloway back in the other direction, goes right at Benedict, and draws the foul. So Holloway will head to the line for 2 shots on the other side of this media timeout. 6:22 to go in the first half, and the Dolphins lead it by 5. Our score, Staten Island 35, Mercy 30. 6:22 to go in the first half from Dobbs Ferry, with the Dolphins leading the Mavericks 35-30. For CSI, Eric Tynes continues to lead the way offensively. He has 13 points. On the other side, Jordan Trahan leads Mercy with 9, Cohen Robatham with 8. And it will be TJ Holloway at the line for 2 shots. And his first is no good, so the missed free throws continue to pile up for both sides. The Mavericks are now 1 of 5 from the stripe. And Holloway hits the second. Dolphins lead at 35-31 now. Goldstein on the wing. Feeds it inside to a cutting Benedict. He's tied up. And a quick jump ball call. Possession arrow will keep it with the Dolphins. 17 on the shot clock. And they will call a foul on Tynes. Tynes and Trahan have been going back and forth, and that time Tynes initiating a bit too much contact ahead of the inbound pass. So it's Mavericks basketball. Into the game for Mercy, Joshua Naklin. He runs the point. Robatham thought about the 3 off the feed from Naklin. Good defense by Goldstein as Robatham thought about it a second time on the step back. 10 to shoot now, Naklin with it. He gets a screen. Trahan in the corner, tied up again. He's poked away from him. Now Robatham throws one up, it's an air ball, and that will be a shot clock violation. Jeffrey Mulhern also checked in. Mulhern, Holloway, Trahan, Naklin, and Robatham, the 5 on the floor for the Mavericks. Goldstein, Torres, Tynes, Benedict, and Poulin out there for the Dolphins. Goldstein, 4-3. Aaron Goldstein extends the CSI lead to 7 as he knocks one down from the top of the arc. CSI leads it 38-31. Robatham gets inside, can't finish the lay-in. Poulin is tripled, emerges. The Dolphins have numbers. It's 4-on-2, and Tynes can't bank it in. As another foul is called on the Dolphins, this time following the Tynes miss. And if that's on Tynes, that would have been his second in just a couple of minutes there, but it is on Benedict. And that's his first personal. Team 7th. So it will be a 1-and-1. Naklin will head to the stripe here. And he hits the first half of the 1-and-1. And Naklin goes 2 for 2. Goldstein with it, CSI leading by 5. Goldstein drives to his right, steps back, and hits the mid-range jumper. That was over the 6'5" Mulhern, who picked up Goldstein on the switch. Naklin now defended by Goldstein, finds Mulhern for 3. Mulhern left all alone, and that's a defensive lapse by the Dolphins. Their lead now trimmed to 4. Just over 4 minutes to play in the first half. Goldstein, well beyond the arc. Back to the basket now, posting up on Robatham. Goldstein out to Poulin, right back to Goldstein. Goldstein for 3. Hits it over Robatham. Goldstein heating up now. It was a slow offensive start for him, but he's now in double figures with 10. As Mulhern's left open again. This time it's an air ball. Goldstein directing traffic across half court. Tynes back out to him. Kone with the screen. Tynes as well. Kone rolls, and Kone came up short on the attempted dunk. He might have been blocked from behind, but it didn't look like it. As Benedict stripped it away from Holloway, Trahan dives on top of it. Did they get a timeout in? It appears the Mavericks have used their 30-second timeout in that spot, so we will stay right here through the quick timeout with the Dolphins leading 43-36. For CSI, Tynes continues to lead them in scoring with 13. Goldstein has 10. Joey Poulin with a couple of points and 5 rebounds. In addition to his 10 points, Aaron Goldstein has 3 assists. Once again, Goldstein has not come out of the game here in the first half. For the Mavericks, nobody in double figures yet. Trahan leads the way with 9. Robatham has 8. And both teams shooting very well. The Mavericks are shooting 61% from the field and 50% from downtown, yet they are still trailing. The Dolphins shooting 52% from the field and 54% from downtown. Dolphins and Mavericks have also taken good care of the ball. CSI with 4 turnovers, the Mavericks with 5. Teams headed back out onto the floor now with 3:15 to go in the half. Mavericks will inbound from the baseline with 22 on the shot clock. Robatham gets it in. Holloway defended by Tynes, feeds Robatham in the post. His fadeaway over Poulin goes down. And once again, the Mavericks trail by 5. Dolphins push it up the floor quickly. Poulin to the basket, and he will head to the free throw line. And the officials look like they're addressing a clock issue, perhaps. But when we resume, it's Joey Poulin at the line for 2 shots. Poulin's free throw is short. Dolphins are now 4 of 7 from the stripe. And Poulin hits the second. Macklin will bring it up. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Mulhern with it top of the arc now. Wanted to feed it inside, instead hands it to Trahan. Trahan drives on Kone, and he can't finish on the step through. Tried to get Kone in the air, but Asa did well to stay grounded. Now Poulin gets to the basket and puts the floater in. That's as aggressive as we've seen Joey Poulin in transition. Very often is the beneficiary on transition threes. That time took it straight down the middle of the lane and finished in the paint. Robatham driving baseline was fouled by Poulin. That's the 8th team foul on CSI. And Robatham will head to the line for a 1-and-1. free throw by Robatham is no good. Goldstein with it top of the arc, swings it to Tynes. Entry pass to Kone, and Kone is fouled. Dolphins are also in the 1-and-1 bonus. And Kone will head to the line yet again. He's already attempted 6 free throws. The Dolphins as a team have taken 8. Kone hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Second free throw from Kone is good, and the Dolphins lead by double figures. Largest lead of the game for the Dolphins as the Mavericks nearly threw it away. Robatham reels it in and misses a 3. Goldstein looks to push. Just over 90 seconds to play in the first half. Poulin out to Benedict. Benedict met along the baseline on the attempted drive. Now Goldstein into the corner, and Benedict is short from 3. Rebound pulled in by Robatham. Robatham spins, gets inside, and lays it in with the finger roll. He has been extremely aggressive here in the second quarter. Goldstein for Kone. Gets to the basket, but can't finish. Kone a bit shaken up as he gets to his feet, and the Mavericks have numbers if they hurry. Pratt to the rim. Count it, and the foul. Kone a bit shaken up after that last sequence. He ended up on the floor along the baseline, still moving a bit gingerly. But at the other end, the Mavericks have numbers. They capitalize and can now make it a 5-point game from the line. And the free throw is good by Pratt. Goldstein in transition. Off the back rim, no good from 3. Benedict with the rebound. Dolphins hoping for a 2-for-1. Can't get it that time on a Tynes 3. Goldstein swings it to Benedict off another offensive board. And Kone's hook shot goes down. Dolphins with 3 opportunities at a 2-for-1. Technically, they did pick it up, but only about a 3-second differential between shot and game clock. Robatham taking his time, defended by Chestnut well beyond the arc. CSI leads 50-43 with 10 seconds to go until halftime. Robatham double teamed at almost half court. He's trapped, and he throws up an air ball. That's a shot clock violation. And we will see if they bring the teams back out, and they will not. They missed a shot clock violation to end the half. The Dolphins half-heartedly rebounded the air ball, but the shot clock had already expired. And head coach TJ Tibbs is talking about it with one of the officials to no avail. We'll see if he heads over here. That effectively is the only reason I'm prolonging this lead up to halftime, but it is a 7-point lead for the Dolphins at the break. Our score, Staten Island 50 and Mercy 43 as we have reached halftime. If Coach Tibbs spots me and comes over here, we will chat with him. But if not, our audio will be down. Will be down until the start of the second half. Once again, the Dolphins lead it by 7 at the break as they make their way to the locker room. And we are just about set for the start of the second half of this East Coast Conference men's basketball matchup between the College of Staten Island and Mercy University. The Dolphins lead 50-43 as we get set to begin half number 2. And for CSI, they had a trio of scores in double figures during the first half. Asa Kone with 12 points, Eric Tynes with 13, and Aaron Goldstein with 10. Cohen Robatham on the side of the Mavericks scored 12. Jordan Trahan finished the half with 9. Both teams shot it incredibly well during the first half. The Mavericks 61%, Dolphins nearly 49%, Mercy over 44% from downtown. The Dolphins 44% from distance as well. However, CSI leads it by 7 despite being on the short end of the shooting percentages. And very quickly, TJ Holloway is short on the corner 3 to begin the second half. JJ Chestnut with it. Only played 7 minutes in the first half. Goldstein now on the wing up top to Poulin, left open. Can't hit the 3. And the rebound goes to Trahan. Holloway back across half court. Gets a screen from Miller. He got into first half foul trouble as Poulin blocks the Holloway jumper. Jump ball is called, and the possession arrow favors the Dolphins. But Tyrell Miller, who got the start for the Mavericks, got into foul trouble with a couple. Chestnut once again in foul trouble with 2 during that first half. That's why his minutes were limited. Both Benedict and Wiggin have 2 fouls for CSI. Holloway also with 2. That limited his minutes for the Mavericks. As Kone wanted Chestnut, but JJ couldn't bring it in, and the Mavericks immediately turn it back over to the Dolphins. Now Goldstein feeds Kone. He's triple teamed. Kone dribbled away from it and was stripped. Trahan up the floor. He's 1 on 3 and will wisely kick it back out to Holloway. Holloway, defended by Chestnut, drives the baseline. Finds Robatham inside, and he lays it in around Poulin. Chestnut inside for Kone, and he throws it down with one hand. He gave Miller a stare down after that dunk. It's almost as if he gave him the stare down, realized what he was doing, and immediately pretended like it never happened. Certainly don't want to pick up a technical in that situation. Dolphins by 7. 2 minutes gone by here in the second half as Trahan will try a 3. And his high arcing shot won't go. Poulin back the other way, finds Tynes open. And he's short on the 3. Holloway will bring it up. Trahan with it well beyond the arc. Looks to drive on Poulin. Kicks into the corner. And Robatham can't hit the 3. Now Goldstein racing up the floor, checks over his shoulder. Pass was tipped on the way to the perimeter, but Chestnut corrals it, drives inside, and completes the finger roll. JJ Chestnut with a strong move off an unorthodox receipt of that pass. It was tipped on its way to him. He brought it in and was able to finish inside. Holloway's pull-up goes down. And the Mavericks are quickly back to within 7. Tynes up the floor. Defended well by Trahan. Goldstein alley-oop for Kone, and he does not get the roll. Kone not quite ready, but a good feed from Goldstein. Mavericks definitely lost Kone as Trahan gets inside, feeds Miller, and he throws it down with 2 hands. The Mavericks back to within 5 again. The Dolphins led this game by as many as 10 points in the first half. Chestnut, defended by Holloway, bounce pass to Kone. Kone had it poked away by Miller, gets it back. Chestnut feeds him, and Kone converts the N1. Asa Kone harassed on the perimeter, got it to Chestnut, and immediately made a beeline for the basket. Once again, the Mavericks lose him. And Kone will go to the line with a chance to complete a 3-point play. Asa Kone now at 16 points. And with a made free throw there, he now has 5 in the second half. We approach the 16-minute mark in half number 2. The Dolphins lead it by 8. Robotham brings it up. He gets the screen. Picked up his dribble at the free throw line, looking for somewhere to go with it, finds Miller. Got it back on the handoff. Fakes, drives baseline, and draws the foul. Free throws coming up. On the other side of the media timeout, the Dolphins bench perplexed, as with 16 minutes on the clock, they were protesting that the media should have occurred under 16. That does not happen, and we will head to break. 57-49 our score. CSI on top of Mercy with 16 minutes remaining. Cohen Robatham to the line. And the first of his 2 free throws is short off the front rim. And the second free throw rolls off. So Robatham goes 0 for 2. The Dolphins looking to run. Nearly threw it away, but Tynes is open. No good from 3. Poulin almost tipped it in. And the Mavericks secure the rebound. Poulin almost tipped the outlet as well. Now Holloway finds Trahan for 3. And that's good from the corner. The Mavericks back to within 5 again. But they haven't been closer than that in a while. Goldstein uses the Kone screen, kicks out to Chestnut. Chestnut, travel. Mavericks inbound with 15-15 remaining in the second half. Looking to pull a bit closer. They trail by 5. Dolphins built a double-digit lead late in the first half, and now Tyrell Miller will head to the line with a chance to make this a 2-point game. The foul on Aaron Goldstein, his first personal, the team's second, and a Miller free throw could make it a 2-point game. And Miller is too strong off the back rim. So the Mavericks are now 0 for 3 from the stripe here in the second half. Goldstein around the Tynes screen, feeds Kone. Tynes left open. knocks it down. That's a big momentum-killing basket by Eric Tynes as the Mavericks had battled back to within 3. Robatham had it poked away by Poulin. And both Mitchell Wiggin and Andrew Benedict will check in here. Robatham with it. Miller set a screen. Robatham went the other way, and his bounce pass inside got away, but Goldstein saved it straight to Miller. Miller capitalizes with the easy lay-in. It's back to a 4-point game. Chestnut on the drive, kicks out to Wiggin. No good from 3, and Holloway has the rebound. Outlet to Trahan was tipped by Wiggin. Nice job by Wiggin to get back defensively. Holloway, though, is lost in the shuffle, can't hit the 3. And the Dolphins have it once again. Goldstein uses the Kone screen and draws a foul as he dribbled through the paint. Kone with it. Hands to Chestnut. He drives inside and can't finish with the left hand. Chestnut poked at it twice and sent it over the baseline. It will be Mavericks ball. Holloway will bring it up. His team trailing by 4. A chance to make this a one-possession game again. And it was poked away. Bodies ended up on the floor. The Dolphins do come away with it. Benedict feeds Kone. He is blocked by Trahan. Kone goes up again and draws the foul. And Kone, of course, familiar with many of these Mavericks, having played here before making the move to CSI. And I mentioned earlier he and Trahan going back and forth. It appears friendly. Kone takes every second he is allowed when shooting his free throws. I'd love to do a mental count as he receives the ball. I'm going to clock that in at 9.99 seconds from when he received the ball. Dolphins by 6, following a pair of free throws from Kone. And Robatham with a tough finish inside. Cuts the lead right back to 4. He now has 16. Kone, with the pair of free throws, has 19. Chestnut looking to back in, kicks out to an open Benedict. Short on the 3. He rebounds his own miss, goes back up with it and comes up short again. But Kone has the rebound and the two-handed slam. Asa Kone, now with 21, is putting together a huge second half. He entered halftime with 12. Now with 9 points here in the second half is the first scorer to eclipse the 20-point mark. And at this rate, Robatham won't be far behind him. He has 18 as he takes it straight to the basket and puts it in on the finger roll. Timeout called by the Dolphins, and the CSI coaching staff was not happy with how that last possession played out defensively. And in fact, it was a timeout called by the Mavericks. That does not take away from the displeasure of the Dolphins coaching staff, but nonetheless, we'll head to a quick break, and when we come back, it's Staten Island leading Mercy 64-60. 12:23 to go in the second half, with the Dolphins leading the Mavericks 64-60. As I mentioned before the break for the timeout, Asa Kone now has 21 points. Eric Tynes with 16. And on the other side, Cohen Robatham has 18. Jordan Trahan with 12. Tyrell Miller, who I mentioned was in first half foul trouble, now has 4. He's been relegated back to the bench. And the Dolphins will bring it up in front 64-60. Chestnut on the drive is able to put it in off glass. That finish by Chestnut, almost a hybrid between a finger roll and a sky hook. Such an unorthodox way of putting that ball in. He has great touch around the basket. Trahan, defended by Benedict, is forced to give it up. Now Robatham drives on Wiggin, kicks out. Trahan along the baseline finds Robatham. He fakes, gets inside the free throw line, and kicks out again. Holloway, turnaround jumper from just inside the arc, and he gets it to go. The Mavericks were stymied for much of that possession, and Holloway hits a tough shot to make it a 4-point game. Chestnut gets inside once again and puts it in with the finger roll. That's far too easy if you're the Mavericks. Chestnut gets right to the basket. And with all the attention that Asa Kone is commanding in this game, that helps free up opportunities like that for Chestnut. Trahan backing in on Wiggin, kicks out. Mulhern feeds it inside, and Pratt can't get it to go off glass. Chestnut, big crossover on Robatham. He defended that perfectly, but Trahan could not secure the loose ball as it went out of bounds along the baseline. The way Robatham defended that, it's as if he's seen it on film many times before. He knew where JJ was going before he made the move. They attend to a wet spot along the baseline where Trahan went down. Chestnut, the inbounder, running out of time, barely gets it in. And the Mavericks tip it over the baseline once again. Chestnut off the inbound went up with a really tough hook shot. Couldn't believe he even attempted to shoot it there. It's an air ball that lands on the baseline. And Chestnut fouled Robatham as he tried to bring it up. Trahan with it. 20 on the shot clock. Trahan now has Kone on him. He feeds it inside to Robatham, and he banks it in over Goldstein. Time and time again, the Mavericks have pulled to within 4, just for the Dolphins to go in front by 6. As Mitchell Wiggin off the long outlet gets to the basket, spins around the Mavericks defense, and lays it in. That pass gets away. Wiggin waiting for the steal. Gets it up to Chestnut. He throws up the alley-oop to Kone, who puts it in with 2 hands. Asa Kone with an electrifying 2-handed slam off the feed from Chestnut. That came straight off of the Mavericks' turnover. Both teams have still protected the ball pretty well as Mulhern is short on the 3 and Pratt banks it in over Kone. Pratt going up on much taller Kone there. Pratt 6'1", and he paid no mind to Kone as he went up over him and banked it in. 15 to shoot for the Dolphins now, stuck on the perimeter. Chestnut backs in and lost it. JJ dialing up the aggressiveness a bit here in the second half. He's 4 of 6 with 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He has 9 points. Keep in mind, he's played just 17 minutes. On the drive, Robatham goes up over Tynes and scores. He bobbled it on the way in more than once, and the Dolphins just could not deny him. Poulin's 3 short off the front rim, rebounded by Holloway. Holloway up the floor quickly, defended by Benedict on the perimeter, and he will hand off to Robatham. Robatham now with 22 points after that last basket. His team trails 72-68. And Trahan on the reverse finishes around Chestnut. The Dolphins lead cut down to 2 as Benedict feeds Wigan on the cut. He can't finish. And now the Mavericks can tie or take the lead. Holloway up the floor. Going at Tynes. He lays it in with the left hand. And Mercy is now even. We're all knotted up at 72. Chestnut brings it up, defended by Trahan. He rejects the Tynes screen and gives it to Tynes behind the arc. Chestnut gets it right back, and a foul was called on the perimeter. Chestnut got to the rim, but the whistle came well before that, and that will send us to immediate timeout. 7:26 remaining from Dobbs Ferry, and the Mavericks and Dolphins are all knotted up at 72. .720 remaining from Dobbs Ferry as Aaron Goldstein gives the Dolphins the lead back. Goldstein straight to the basket. Finishes the finger roll to put the Dolphins in front. And Trahan will have a chance to get the Mavericks even from the free throw line as he goes right back at the CSI defense and draws yet another foul. Trahan's free throw off the mark once again. Mavericks are now 5 of 14 from the line. Make it 6 of 15 as Trahan hit the second. Dolphins with a 1-point lead, 74-73, as Goldstein draws the block inside. The Mavericks were hoping for a charge there, did not get the call. Trahan now has 3, and I mentioned some of the Mavericks and Dolphins in a bit of foul trouble earlier. Goldstein waiting to get to the line as they attend to a wet spot on the floor once again. Trahan was taken down. Goldstein's first free throw rattles out, and the CSI lead remains 1. And Goldstein goes 1 of 2 from the line to put the Dolphins back ahead by 2. And very quickly, timeout was called. It is a 30-second timeout called by Mercy. So with 6:55 to go, we'll step aside for a quick break. Our score, the Dolphins 75 and the Mavericks 73. This is CSI Sportsnet, audio-only coverage of CSI Dolphins men's basketball. Under 7 minutes to play in the second half. The Dolphins clinging to a 2-point lead against Mercy University. It is Mavericks basketball. Robatham lost it off his leg and then trying to go up with it, sent it out of bounds into the Mercy bench. Robatham has without a doubt been the focal point of this Mavericks offense here in the second half. I mentioned before they had some players in foul trouble, particularly Miller. But Holloway in the first half had a couple of fouls as Goldstein's runner won't go. Trahan back the other way. And Trahan nearly lost it, pulling all over him. And now Holloway with it, defended by Goldstein. Mulhern with the screen. He's left open. They got it to him a bit late, but he gains a step and is fouled by Kone. No question about that one. So Mulhern will head to the line here with a chance to get the Mavericks even. The game was tied briefly, and the Dolphins jumped back ahead. First free throw is good, and it's now a 1-point game. Dolphins in front 75-74. Second free throw will not go, and the Dolphins remain in the lead. 75-74 our score. Goldstein looks to drive, and he lays it in. Basically uncontested was Aaron Goldstein at the rim, and the Dolphins are back up 3. Three-pointer on the way for Holloway. That's an air ball. And Robatham saves it to Mulhern. He's now open in the corner. And he puts up an air ball. Mavericks perhaps without their legs under them as Kone was fouled on the attempted alley-oop. He got taken out from underneath as he looked to perhaps throw down one more. And Kone will head back to the free throw line. He has 23 points, 7 of 13 from the field, 9 of 11 from the line. 7 rebounds to go along with it. And he's very quickly heading toward his best performance as a Dolphin. Kone's first free throw off back iron and no good, as it took 2 bounces off the back rim. Kone scored 23 against UDC back on December 13th in a game I attended but did not cover. Due to time constraints, he's reached 20 points or more 3 separate times this year. Today, his 4th 20-plus point effort, and he goes 1 of 2 from the line. So Kone with a season high in today's game. That season high is also his highest point total as a Dolphin. 23, set that mark earlier this year. He had 22 in a game last year as the pull-up jumper for Holloway won't go, and who else but Robatham able to put it back up and in. Dolphins now lead 78-76, under 5 minutes to play. Chestnut to the basket, can't finish off glass. And now the Mavericks looking to run, nearly cough it up. Trahan with it. And the Mavericks can now regroup with 20 on the shot clock. Miller with the screen. Trahan gets inside. Pump fake. And comes up short on the floater. Goldstein with it. Looking toward Kone underneath. Sends it cross court to Poulin. Poulin working along the baseline. Can't bank it in. The tip won't go. And it's still loose. Secured in the corner by Trahan. Pratt with it. Now 15 to shoot. Trahan on the wing, feeds it inside. Robatham for the tie, can't hit. And Goldstein has it with 4 minutes remaining. Goldstein spins. And we'll bring it back outside. Goldstein defended by Pratt. Gets a screen from Kone. Back out to Chestnut. Into the corner. Poulin. No good. That was a big shot. If Poulin could have knocked it down, the corner 3 does not go for him. And the CSI lead remains 2. 3.5 minutes to play now. Robatham with it. Defended by Poulin. And Poulin poked it away. He bounce passes it to Wiggin. And Wiggin almost slipped into the stands, but he does lay it in. They'll attend to that wet spot as Wiggin very nearly lost his footing completely after that made basket. Just over 3 minutes to play. The Dolphins lead it by 4. Holloway with it, defended by Chestnut. That is poked away, and Chestnut did well to avoid a foul call. Dolphins bench wanted one, and the right wing 3 is good. The Dolphins bench beside themselves. That was Ashton Pratt from downtown. It's now a 1-point game. Chestnut was effectively taken out of the play as he looked to avoid a foul call on himself. And now Goldstein cannot answer. Goldstein tried from the left wing at the other end. Here come the Mavericks with another chance to take the lead. Holloway defended by Chestnut. Works to his right, brings it back outside. 20 on the shot clock, 2:20 on the clock. And the Dolphins barely hanging on to the lead. Trahan drives at Chestnut. It was poked away by Poulin off of Trahan's leg. And the Dolphins will get it back on the other side of our final media timeout. 2:11 to go. CSI leads it 80-79. 2:11 on the clock here in Dobbs Ferry, where the Mavericks and Dolphins are seeing this one come down to the wire. CSI leads 80-79 with just over 2 minutes to play. Taking a quick look at the box score, Asa Kone leads the way for CSI with 24. Cohen Robatham also with 24 on the other side for the Mavericks. He is one of 4 Mavericks in double figures. Kone also one of 4 Dolphins in double figures. But during the late stages here, Joey Poulin has made a couple of huge plays that may not show up on the stat sheet. He has just 5 points, but he has 12 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. A block shot for Poulin as well. His contributions can't be overlooked as Chestnut finds the cutting Goldstein. Robatham right with him. Chestnut for 3. Knocks it down. And a player who has been so clutch for the Dolphins this year hits another big shot as J.J. Chestnut comes through with the 3-pointer to put the Dolphins ahead by 4. A 30-second timeout was called by the Dolphins following that made basket, and we will stay right here through the 30-second break. With that last basket, Chestnut now has 12. He becomes the 5th Dolphin in double figures. JJ with 12 points on 5 of 8 shooting, 2 rebounds and 3 assists in just 25 minutes. Keep in mind, he was in foul trouble during the first half. The Mavericks will inbound with 1:50 remaining. And for me, I have 9% battery remaining, so I think it would serve this broadcast well if this game is decided in regulation. Trahan, the inbounder, from the baseline underneath his own basket. He gets it into Pratt. Pratt defended by Goldstein as he takes it across the timeline. 20 to shoot now for the Mavericks as Pratt brings it back outside. Trahan on the wing, wants Robatham. Wiggin defending Trahan. Poulin helping. Finally they get it to Robatham, and he hangs and hits over Kone. Robatham has been fantastic in this game. He's now 12 of 19 with 26 points. And the Dolphins lead it 83-81. Goldstein gets downhill off the Kone screen and lays it in over Miller. Aaron Goldstein now has 17. He's an efficient 7 of 12. Final minute, second half. The Mavericks could really benefit from going 2 for 1 here. They will try it, and Holloway knocks down a huge 3-pointer. TJ Holloway cuts the Dolphins' lead to 1. 45 seconds on the clock here in Dobbs Ferry. Goldstein with it, defended by Robatham. Kone comes up to set the screen. Goldstein forced back outside, spins, fades away, and draws the foul. Robatham can't believe it as he's whistled for the foul on Goldstein. AG will head to the line with his team leading by 1 and 30.9 on the clock. Without question, 2 huge free throws. And the first is good. Goldstein, no stranger to these situations late in games. He's hit some big free throws down the stretch for the Dolphins already this year. Second free throw for Goldstein is perfect. And the Dolphins lead it 87-84. The Mavericks have 1 timeout remaining. The Dolphins have 2. Mercy does not need a 3. They'd love one, but they don't have to have it. 25 seconds remaining. Pratt with it. He feeds Robatham. Poulin nearly poked it away. Robatham step back jumper is good. He wasted no time and knocks down a huge shot to cut the Dolphins' lead back to a single point. That took the Mavericks about 11 seconds. They inbounded with 30.9, and Robatham knocked down that shot with 19.5 remaining. Mercy can now try and force the turnover, and if they can't do it, they will certainly foul. Meanwhile, the Dolphins, should they go to the line, will be in the 1-and-1 bonus. So a miss on the front end really opens the door for Mercy in a big way. If the Dolphins go 1 of 2 and miss the second, then the Mavericks can tie it with a 2 and win it with a 3. The Dolphins have committed 5 team fouls here in the second half. So Mercy, when they get the ball back, if they get it back, trailing by just 1 or even 2, Dolphins have a foul to give. Meanwhile, Mercy just called their final timeout. The Dolphins still have 2 remaining. In these situations, the Dolphins have typically lined up 5 on the baseline, worked it horizontally, and then found the open man beyond that, and it looks like that's what they're going to do here. All 5 Dolphins lined up along the baseline, out of bounds. Tynes makes his way in. Goldstein sends it to Poulin. Now Chestnut with it, up to Benedict. He picks up his dribble at half court and finds Tynes, and the Mavericks will foul Goldstein. That took 6.5 seconds off the clock. And we'll send Aaron Goldstein to the line for a 1-and-1. The Dolphins, once again, have 2 timeouts remaining. They lead 87-86. And this first free throw is massive. And it is good. Speaking of clutch, we mentioned the clutch 3 by J.J. Chestnut, Aaron Goldstein, with a big clutch free throw right there. And the second rattles out. Dolphins by 2, 10 seconds remaining. Trahan to Holloway. His pull-up jumper is good, and the Mavericks have tied the score. The Dolphins get it up the floor quickly, and T.J. Tibbs called timeout. However, there's only 0.5 on the clock. When did he get the timeout? Joey Poulin tried a 3. It was short, but the Dolphins were awarded timeout with 0.5 on the clock. When did they get that timeout is the question. And where will I find an outlet is another question, because we're about to run out of power. What a shame it would be for this broadcast to end with regulation should this game go to overtime. The officials are headed over to the scorer's table. They put 1.5 on the clock. We do have a backup plan, however. So what we're going to do, should we go offline due to a lack of power, we are going to make the switch and go live via YouTube on my iPhone. The audio will remain. However, the image on the screen will be nothing but darkness. My phone will be face down in the stands, but we'll at least have the audio. So again, if you are listening and this game goes offline due to power, we will go live shortly after. Chestnut, alley-oop, Kone, and he is rejected! The Dolphins wanted a goaltend and do not get it. As regulation comes to an end, Kone caught it off the lob from Chestnut and was blocked by Miller. The officials will talk it over, but will not make the goaltending call, as that will send us to overtime. The Dolphins had as good a look at it as you could ask for. Kone went up with Miller between him and the basket, and Miller sent that one back to keep the Mavericks alive and send this game to overtime. Once again, if we go offline, we will go live on our CSI Sportsnet YouTube channel with audio only, my phone face down in the stands as this game moves toward a conclusion. We're at 5% in terms of our battery life, so if this game extends more than another 10 or 15 minutes, we will probably lose the live stream. But it has been a great one. The Dolphins and Mavericks head to overtime, tied at 88. Asa Kone with 24, Aaron Goldstein with 20, Cohen Robatham with 28. For Mercy, TJ Holloway with 17. That duo for the Mavericks hit some huge shots down the stretch, and they came up huge in some key situations, and when the Dolphins needed stops late in this game, they did not get them. And they very nearly had what would have been a winner from Asa Kone, but Tyrell Miller right there, and how important was it for him to be out on the floor in that spot? He's playing with 4 fouls, and if the Mavericks had lost him, this game could be over. Kone will jump against Miller as Robatham has a word with the official before the jump ball. It will be a 5-minute overtime from Dobbs Ferry as the Mavericks control the tip. It's Holloway with it. Holloway uses the Miller screen, defended by Goldstein. May have pushed off just a bit, but it does not matter as he knocks down the jumper. And the Mavericks have finally overtaken the Dolphins. They lead it 90-88. I do not believe Mercy has led in the second half, if you even consider this the second half. As we play on in overtime, Poulin on the baseline drive, gets the floater to go. Big basket there for Joey Poulin. And the Dolphins respond quickly. We're tied at 90. Robatham backing in on Poulin. Gets in close, and his fadeaway is good. Dolphins have had no answer for him since halftime, as he now has 30, and the Dolphins turn it over. Kone bobbled the entry pass, and Mercy will slow it down here. Bounce pass inside, and it's off the foot of Miller. Dolphins will make some changes here. They call Poulin to the bench. Eric Tynes in. .332 remaining in overtime. Goldstein finds an open Chestnut. Too strong, but Benedict got his hands on it. Pratt took it away. Strong hands there by Ashton Pratt, as it looked like Benedict had the rebound, couldn't secure it. Robatham crosses over. Bounce pass inside, and Pratt lost it. Goldstein got tripped up, and he's contending that he was fouled. You can see the frustration growing for the Dolphins now. There's 14 on the shot clock and 3:08 remaining in overtime. Wiggin and Poulin back in for Benedict and Tynes. They attend to a wet spot underneath the basket. with 14 on the shot clock pending the Mavericks inbound. And it's not just an ordinary wet spot, apparently. It's a very wet spot, as they're still going at it. Dolphins earlier this year had a game suspended due to condensation at St. Thomas Aquinas College. Selfishly, I didn't mind because that gave me the chance to call that game when it resumed. And that's still a Game of the Year candidate. Holloway pulls up and rattles it in. TJ Holloway continues to knock down big shots for the Mavericks, and they now lead it 94-90. Kone sets the screen for Goldstein. Goldstein, harassed by Miller, gets it to Chestnut. Pulling for Wiggin. Wiggin gets inside and lost it on the way up. Wiggins got it back. And a foul is called against the Mavericks. It appears that foul occurred away from the ball. Once again, they'll attend to a wet spot at the free throw line where the contact occurred, and Wiggin will go to the line here. Wiggin will shoot a 1-and-1, as that's the 9th Mavericks team foul. Dolphins still with just 5. And Wiggin hits a big free throw. .236 to go, and Wiggin misses the second. The Mavericks lead by 3, 94-91. Holloway with it. Defended by Poulin. He gets in, but lost it on the way up, and now Goldstein ahead of the field. Robatham on his back, and Goldstein finishes. Great defense from Joey Poulin and the Dolphins. A strong outlet to Goldstein, and he takes it all the way to make it a 1-point game with 2:15 to go. The Dolphins call timeout with 2:15 remaining. Our score, Mercy 94 and Staten Island 93. Just over 2 minutes to play here at Mercy University as Robatham goes right into the teeth of the Dolphins defense and gets his floater to go down. He continues his tremendous performance as Aaron Goldstein answers back with a game-tying three-pointer. It's an AG3, and we're all tied up at 96. Pratt with it, defended by Goldstein. Now Miller on the wing, guarded by Kone. And a foul is called away from the play, but that is just the 16th foul on the Dolphins. So Mercy not in the bonus yet. Robatham, the inbounder, finds Pratt. Chestnut trying to deny Holloway the ball, but they get it to him. 12 to shoot now. Holloway was doubled. He finds Miller rolling. Now Robatham inside, and his circus shot won't go. Wiggins snatches the rebound away from two Mavericks, and Goldstein almost lost his footing on the outlet pass. Goldstein allowed to take it inside. He is blocked, and the rebound was secured out of bounds by Holloway. His heels were on the baseline. And it looks like there was some unsolicited fan engagement along the baseline, perhaps. You can sit about as close to the action as it gets here at Mercy, with the Dolphins now left with a minute remaining and 15 to shoot. We're all tied at 96. Goldstein drives baseline, and his reverse layup is good. Aaron Goldstein with a go-ahead basket under 1 minute to play. Dolphins found themselves in a very similar spot at the end of regulation as the Mavericks will use their last timeout. .44 to go, 22 on the shot clock, and the Mavericks have taken timeout. Aaron Goldstein now CSI's leading scorer. He has 27 points. Kone with 24, Robatham with 32 for Mercy, Holloway with 21. Foul trouble on the side of Mercy. Trahan has 4, Miller has 4, no Dolphin with more than 3. Interesting to see here if the Mavericks commit to going 2 for 1. They have about 14 seconds to score without being forced to foul should they fail to score. Dolphins, meanwhile, have 1 timeout left and a 2-point lead. If you're the Mavericks here, I think it's very likely you diagram something to try and get a quick basket. That way, if you don't score, you don't have to foul. Now, were the Dolphins not 1 foul away from the 1-and-1 bonus ending and moving into the double bonus, maybe Mercy would be less inclined to try and score quickly. But they have it. It's Robatham. 38 seconds to go. Kone and Poulin all over him. He lost his footing, finds Holloway. Holloway pulls up, can't hit. Pratt had the rebound. Goldstein took it away, and he is fouled. The Mavericks wanted to shoot quickly. They did. The shot was missed by Holloway, and it looked like Pratt had the rebound, but Goldstein poked it away from behind and will now head to the line for 2 shots. And Goldstein has a chance to potentially put this game away. Still an eternity with 28.8 to go, but 2 free throws will put the Dolphins in control. And Goldstein's first free throw is good. He now has 28 points. We are down to our final 1% of battery life. So should we go offline abruptly, you can follow the stream live chat for updates. Goldstein's second free throw is good. The Dolphins lead by 4, and the Mavericks are out of timeouts. Robatham definitely carried, got away with it. And Pratt is way too strong from 3. Chestnut has the rebound, and he is fouled with 19.3 remaining. It was subtle, but it occurred about 3 feet in front of me. It sure looked like Robatham carried there as he brought it toward half court. The Dolphins bench saw it, that's for sure. However, myself and the Dolphins bench might be a bit biased, just a bit. J.J. Chestnut at the line is short on his first free throw. One more free throw coming for Chestnut. Dolphins leading 100-96. And Chestnut goes 1 for 2. Once again, Mercy out of timeouts. They trail by 5. 17 seconds to go. Holloway looking for room. Dribbles to his right, gets inside, and lays it in. It's now a 3-point game. The Dolphins do have a timeout. They will not need it as they get it into Chestnut, and he is fouled. So J.J. Chestnut will head back to the line with 9 seconds remaining. Once again, our streaming laptop is on its last legs, 1% of its battery life remaining. Should we go offline in the final seconds, you can follow the stream live chat for updates. Chestnut's free throw is good, and the Dolphins lead it by 4. That's a big one. It takes all the pressure off ahead of the second and makes it a 2-score game. And Chestnut goes 2 for 2. Dolphins by 5, 8 seconds remaining. Holloway has to put one up. He heaves it, and he can't hit, and that will do it.